Because of what the judge decided in Arizona yesterday, holding the defendant Darren Sharper on no bail on at least one count against one victim, victim B in Arizona. The court this morning did not release Darren Sharper on bail. He has posted $1 million bond in the LA County case, but because Arizona is seeking extradition and he is on no bail there as to one victim, the court did not release him today. Mr. Sharper is appealing from the no bail in Arizona, but pending that appeal, which his attorneys indicated that he is filing, he remains in custody in LA County. The court indicated again this morning that LA County is seeking priority, is asserting priority. In other words, LA County wants him tried here first, even before he is extradited to Arizona. It's my understanding that the hearing on extradition will be held May 16th. On May 16th, there will also be what's called a a preliminary hearing setting. That is, on May 16th, a date will be set for a preliminary hearing to be held in the LA County matter within 30 days of May 16th. So the court this morning also issued a protective order. And this is the protective order. This is the protective order, which I can hold up because it doesn't contain the names of the victims. But it's as to Jane Doe number 1 and Jane Doe number 2 in the LA County case. So I represent Jane Doe number 2. And what this means is that if, as and when Mr. Sharper is released on bail, he's not to have any contact, either in person or electronically or in any other form, with the alleged victims in this case. And even now, because he's been served with the order, he's not to have any contact even while he's in custody with the alleged victims in these cases.
Gloria, did you know that does the situation in Arizona require the California courts to keep Mr. Sharper in jail, or is that just the courtesy of the court in Arizona?
Well, my understanding is that the court is aware of the governor's warrant seeking extradition from Arizona, but the actual extradition hearing hasn't been held yet. That will also take place on May 16th. But the court, Judge Korn, has indicated that she's going to treat Mr. Sharper the same as she treats anybody else. So, because she, and I understand she is aware of the fact that there is a governor's warrant from Arizona in this case, she's not going to release him pending the extradition hearing. So we'll see what happens on May 16th.
And you obviously agree with that.
Yeah, definitely. On behalf of victim number 2, we're happy that he remains in custody. And these are serious charges pending against him. Charges in both Arizona and California, investigations in other states, Louisiana, Florida, Nevada. And, you know, there are a number of women, especially given the evidence that was testified to yesterday in Arizona, that there was testimony that Mr. Sharper's DNA was found inside of the vagina of victim B in Arizona, that there was testimony that another alleged victim saw him over the naked body of victim B and thrusting, that when the court in Arizona said yesterday, quote, "There is proof evident and presumption great," end quote, and that is why the court did not issue bail as to victim B. I think it's all very serious, and I think it's important that he remain in custody.
Can you also just very quickly summarize what happened, what the accusation is in the case of your client?
Now, I'd rather not at this time, but I will say that I think that in reference to all of the cases and the allegations that are made in all of the states, there is a similar modus operandi that is being alleged, in that it's alleged that the alleged victims went to a place, to an apartment with Mr. Sharper, that he is alleged to have put something in their drink. In the Arizona case, there's an allegation that that substance was a derivative of Ambien, and that the victims then became unaware of their surroundings, unconscious, that while they were unconscious, the allegation is that Mr. Sharper committed a sexual assault upon them. So these are very serious allegations made by different women who apparently don't know each other, and they're in different states.
And that's LA and Arizona you're referring to, right?
Yes, but I understand there's similar allegations in other states. I don't know whether it's the same substance that's alleged to have been put in a woman's drink in other states. I don't know. Obviously, there's been some defense presented early on by some of his attorneys that there was consensual sex, and that would be disputed by the prosecution.
How do you prove that? I mean, these guys are often, if they're rich and famous, they're targets also. They can't be targets.
Well, rich and famous men can be targets, but victims can also be targets. And so how it's proven, it's going to have to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. So the testimony in LA will be important, and it may be that not only that the two alleged victims in LA testify, but could be that victims from other states also testify. We'll have to see. That'll be the prosecutor's call. And it doesn't take much to be held for trial. I mean, there's a preliminary hearing that will be coming up, and we'll see, but it takes proof beyond a reasonable doubt to be convicted in a court of law. So we'll see what happens. He remains presumed innocent in a court of law unless and until he's convicted.